All right, everybody. I have a message for you today. You are special.
Aw.
There you go. I just wanted to let you know that.
I am special.
Special, like as a special ed, though. Let's not get crazy. So welcome to the show. Welcome to the Reseller report for whatever day this is. Laura, I can't believe the news yesterday. I found out yesterday. Your girl's walking away, folks. It's title of the show. Can you start over? As you guys know, that I am rebuilding my. You hear that a lot, Lag? I bet you do. I'm going back into retail arbitrage because that's what I love, and chasing like nobody's business. But I'm trying to use. Man, I thought we were being ghosted. I'm like, even the hand ghosted us this morning. What the hell?
I'm here.
And
I don't know who Kiyosaki is.
He wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Oh, okay. I missed that whole show, so sorry.
Robert Suzuki. Yeah. Yeah, so if y'all didn't see the news, my buddy Kristen Ostrander of Mobby Income has decided to retire from Amazon. So she is walking away from her teaching business. Well, that part of her teaching business. I don't know what the future holds. And Amazon selling. She sold on Amazon for a long time. So she's a wonderful young. I say young lady because she's younger than me, but she came down here and we did yard sales. Harlan and I, they followed us around. And that was one of my favorite days of doing yard sales. We had so much fun, laughing and carrying on. Harlan and I already have fun. Don't get me wrong. Me and Harlan have a great time every time we go yard selling. But that one was different. Kristen's she's a blast of energy. We had a lot of fun. So Stephen Pope is out. The My Amazon guy. It's the rules are changing, folks. They change everywhere, and we only talk to. Good morning from your bay. What is your bay?
I'm sure he's talking about his hospital.
My bay. My bay. It's his bed, probably.
And so we only generally talk about eBay and how people are quitting reselling every day. People start reselling every day, and eBay. Generally, you see more about it on eBay because there's most people, the barrier to entry. The common thing that you see with people leaving Amazon, I've seen some talk on some of the Facebook groups I'm in and some of the people I follow, is Amazon sellers tend, and Steve and I both tend to build up debt as they buy inventory. And so I'm not doing this again. And that's why I'm slowly building this. So that's why I am currently buying retail arbitrage in my area and strategically buying things that flip for bigger dollars so that I can. So my goal is, my check will come. My payday ended last night, so it'll come tomorrow. I've got 2 weeks to spend that entire payment. Well, I take out what I need to live, and then all the rest, I'm trying to spend that entire payment. And so I'm building up inventory as I go. And then every 2 weeks, I'm going to shoot for that for the next few months to see how much I can, how much cash flow I can build up. It's working so far. It's double 3 times in a row, and so the next one ought to be. The next one's going to take some much heavier sourcing. As the checks get bigger, the spending gets more, and so the challenge for me is how to make this so that if I've got to go longer, Jacob and Joni can ship. And so this afternoon, after I list everything, today's a listing day. I'm going to sit down and look at my Amazon account, my merchant fulfilled side, and anything that is not in this building here is coming down, because I need to be able to tell them, Amazon's got to be shipped. Everything is right here. It's on these shelves. I've got boxes for it. Y'all can be able to knock the shipping and not have to worry about it, because their shipping settings are so screwed up right now, folks. You need to look at your shipping settings. Amazon has automatically enrolled you into this some kind of automated handling BS. The most you can go now is 1 day handling. And even then, they don't honor their own fucking word. Pardon my French. So I sold an item yesterday that has to go out today. I have 1 day handling. It was ordered yesterday at 4:40 p.m. Pacific time. That means it was ordered at 6:40 my time. It must go out today or it's late.
Dang.
Standard shipping should be a 1 day handling. Should be tomorrow. I mean, it's going out. I don't have a problem. But if I was not here today, I'd have to make arrangements to get that one item out. And so they're taking a lot of the controls in the guise of, don't miss what Amazon does, folks. Amazon will tell you it's in order to help our customer understand when the item is going to be there a lot more accurately. We need to be able to tell you how many handling days you're using on average. And so you must do that every time. We're going to charge you fees unless you give us control of for FBA, unless you give us control of your distribution network and your suppliers. Don't miss this. You give Amazon control of your distribution network and suppliers, they're going to be Amazon suppliers. You absolutely cannot trust Amazon. You don't believe me? Go back and read how the Amazon basics, all these products you look at and go, Amazon basic stuff is pretty solid. You think Amazon just come up with these ideas on their own, or do they steal them from their own sellers? They stole this shit from their own sellers. They've been sued for this. Don't miss how evil Amazon is. Amazon gets a pass. Everybody's carrying on about, I guess, because sales are still coming through on Amazon. People tend to put up with it. But yeah, I'm shouting like a preacher. I'm passionate about this stuff. I'm passionate about the fact that, the opportunity that we have and we've had for so long is slowly dwindling because there are so many, Amazon is taking a stranglehold. They forget that 60% of their sales comes from us. What did they do when Amazon? I understand you make your money on AWS and all that stuff, but you take a 60% loss on your operations. Then what? There's going to be platforms, folks. So we're going to record the podcast tomorrow night. If you're not listening to the Triple P, Me podcast, that's what I'm going to call it. Profit Playbook podcast has not come out of my mouth correctly. I don't know if it's because I'm a Southerner. I don't know.
Is this a new podcast I'm not familiar with?
That's me and John.
John,
We'll have a very
John.
Yeah, flipping ain't easy, John. We'll have a very special guest this week, so there'll be 3 people on this week. So I picked the topic, and it's going to be the future of reselling.
Oh,
that's the topic. Oh yeah, low inventory fees coming. Not only does Amazon, the eBay sellers understand this. If you use FBA, and they look at it and go, in 90 days, you can only have this much, or we're going to charge you fees because we want your inventory to be no more than 90 days. It needs to sell in 90 days. So if you have items that don't sell in that 90 days, you get charged higher fees. Now, if you don't have enough to cover the 90 days, they're going to charge you fees. I mean, it is, they're breaking shipments up to where, John will tell you right now he's at 5x of his shipping costs, and they're working on trying to, because they're breaking his pallets apart to go wherever. I
have a feeling that some of those fees will change over time, because I also have a feeling that some of these people that we've talked about this morning leaving Amazon are leaving for reasons like that, because
the fees have gotten the attention because so many people have raised hell, and there's been some articles about it. The FTC is actually looking into these new Amazon fees, so
you're making it impossible for people,
for whatever that is worth. That's for those that's the Federal Trade Commission. They are looking into the fees, because I mean it is getting really, really difficult.
Well, you've announced a fee increase, but didn't tell anybody what the increase was. That kind of thing. Oh yeah, there's definitely some. I can see why they're looking into it. And that low inventory fee, we still don't know, right?
We don't know yet. It's set April 1st. That's why people wonder, but Beer, why are you doing so much FBM? Hello. Hey, Norma, thanks to everybody coming over from New England, Canada. Very nice. Thank you for the raid. But so I challenge you. So can you start over? I don't know that you need to start over, but there's still great opportunity. Don't get me wrong. Reselling online is still a wonderful opportunity. Todd will tell you that his part-time gig is paying for him to tour the world right now with his lovely bride. And so I'm telling you, there are still opportunities out there, but if you're not paying attention and not being smart with your business, that's been my weakness. And so I'm reading books on business to figure this out and to increase my knowledge. I started with Blue Ocean Strategy, and man, that is that one is not as fun as the rest of the books we've read so far. So yeah. But you got to understand, the opportunity, so that means for me, I'm going to do my shipping. So what does that mean for doing my shipping? I need to become very efficient at it. I need to make it where, so that I'm going to sacrifice some items that are already in my Amazon store to make that happen. So what am I going to do with them? I'm also send them to auction and start over with that money, get some of the money back. But oh my God, you might lose some opportunity dollars. But if I get the purchase dollars back, I don't care. I'll buy something else. I bought plenty yesterday that was really read Kingdom Come. All right. Am I going to take advice from Lag?
Oh boy. I'm not sure that's a good idea. Try it though.
All right, Lag. I might be cussing you when I'm riding around one day. But it's figure out how to make this work in this environment. So I had an idea a couple weeks ago, that maybe it's going to take multiple platforms, start selling on Whatnot now, start building your audience. You don't need a social media. It helps to have a social media following. I get that. But it also helps that if you're consistent over there, you sell good items and you do things on that platform, that's run everything on eBay at 90 days, sell it on Whatnot and start over.
Yep.
I'm telling you, your eBay account will be much better because your turnover, your turn of your account is a measure they track as they put you in sell as how much do you sell on what percentage of your items sell.
I've been looking into Whatnot quite a bit since we talked to Ray, and there's some money to be made over there. And I can sell. I have 1,000 DVDs downstairs. People are selling those $1 start plus shipping.
Yeah, so we were talking about that.
I'll gladly sell them for $1 start because they're not necessarily worth me selling on the Amazon anymore because Small and Light is gone. So
we were talking about that, and like all these DVDs, I can blow them out on Whatnot, just be done with them. Yeah, and I'm not. I didn't say I was giving up on. I'm just saying it's different than the other books. I started listening to it yesterday while I was riding around. I'll finish it. I'm sourcing Thursday and Friday. I'll finish it one of those 2 days. I got it free on Libby. So for those of you, go get a library card in your state, in your city, and then sign up for Libby. You can get some of these books for free. Not all of them are there, but Blue Ocean Strategy, I'm reading for free.
My issue is that when I do that, then the book takes 3 months to get to me.
This one had no wait list. It was just there.
Oh, that's good. I'll have to try that one then. I'm still waiting for 2 books ago.
Each state will be a little different. Alabama, I've got 14 days, so no worries. I think I could re-run it because if there's nobody in line now, I'm sure in 2 weeks there's nobody going to be in line.
You can also sign up for multiple library. I have 2: the Cleveland library and then our local library on my Libby. So you can sign up for more than one. Yeah, it's just my hand going down there. You guys caught us.
And so I'm changing, so Harlan and I are fortunate enough to have the local auction here. And so a lot of the stuff that I've got on eBay is I'm going to instead of transition to Whatnot, I'm going to transition there and just be done with it because everything there will sell for the most part. If it doesn't sell, I'll just load it up again and run it again with more stuff until it sells. But, eBay is probably just going to be everything I'm sourcing now that I can get a higher price on. because I'm price alerted or brand alerted. And go back to what eBay used to be for me. eBay used to, in 15, when the 16, when I got going really heavy in this, everything I stuck on eBay was exactly that. You know, I'm like, man, I am out in the middle of nowhere. Why am I leaving something behind? Because Amazon says, yeah, thou are not worthy to sell this. So eBay says, come on. So I didn't want to waste the opportunity that I had in front of me. So put it on eBay. So that's where it's going. But it's,
I think the lesson today is these platforms are constantly changing things.
absolutely.
And even though you don't think you're starting over just about every day. When you get up in the morning, Amazon could just say, okay, you're done. Or eBay could just say, okay, you violated our terms of service. And so, and Walmart could say, I'm disqualified for doing groceries. It could be any of those things.
I've got some products that have a date on them that eBay won't allow you to sell because they're out of date, but it's not a product. It's a best by date, not an expiration date. It's laundry starch, for God's sakes. But
I actually just threw some of that away, but it was really old and it's been.
I have friends who have laundry starch has been taken down and a strike on their eBay account, so I'm not going to put it on eBay. But
I can tell you where to sell it, and it sells really well.
It sells on Macari and it sells on Bonanza.
I did really well because you can make Play-Doh with it, some homemade Play-Doh stuff, and it sells well on Etsy.
Well, I was in the middle of nowhere, Alabama, and looked in the grocery store and looked up on the top shelf. There were 51 boxes. 51
I had
boxes.
the same thing. I was in one of those. It was a discount store in North Carolina when I was down there. The store doesn't exist anymore. You know, like a discount. You know, they had old stuff, and I think I had 48 boxes that day for $1.29 a piece.
These were $1.49 at everybody's okay. So I'll give you a hint where I found them, and I'm not gonna hit the button at the end of the show because that's normally what I would do.
It's a little early to do that.
You have to do some research. The store that I found them in was the original grocery store, the first one that you could walk into a grocery store. And like the modern grocery, the chain that invented the modern grocery store, that's the one I was in. Y'all can guess in the chat. I'll tell you when you're right.
Super Duper? No, I don't know.
Nah.
Anybody remember Super Duper?
Good trivia. That's good trivia. Which grocery store originated the current concept as it is right now? So far we got 2 guesses, and yeah. All right, so
it's definitely not going to be Piggly Wiggly.
It's definitely going to be Piggly Wiggly.
Is it?
Piggly Wiggly. If y'all didn't know that, Piggly Wiggly was the first grocery store that is set up like they are today.
We don't have any around here.
The Hog is a legend. I went into a Piggly Wiggly yesterday, and it was a brand new one, or a very, 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 very new. And they had a big sign up on the thing for their pickup side. It's not pickup, it's pig up.
The only Piggly Wiggly I've ever been to. I accidentally came across a Piggly Wiggly one day in December when I was in North Carolina, somewhere between Hickory and Morganton. I don't remember exactly the little town I was in. And they closed. They were closed. And now they're closed for good. So I never got to go in.
So
I've never been in a Piggly Wiggly. I need to go into a Piggly Wiggly.
They're still in the South. You can find them. There are quite a few of them in Alabama. I've been in a lot of them. You find, some are good, some are bad. You find stuff. It's just, you just got to go. So Bob T says a lady on YouTube who sells on eBay, shops at the Amazon bin, does about 100,000. She got a knockoff in the bins and was sued. Shut her account down to hold no money. Folks, that is.
I almost had the same thing happen.
Understand where you're getting these items. That's the bin stores look like a great idea, but remember Amazon bin stores. So what happens? So Bob, let's have the. Okay, so you're accused. Amazon accuses you of selling fake merchandise. So what are they going to do? They're going to keep it from you, and then they've got a whole shit ton of it. They're just going to sell it to a distributor and be done with it. It should be destroyed if they think it's fake, but they don't. And so this stuff makes its way to these stores. And unless you're an expert in these things that you're selling, you take a risk every day.
You have to be super careful. I've bought Pokemon cards out of the bins. If you ever see Pokemon cards in the bins, you know they're fake. Every single time. I don't care how well they're packaged. I don't care what they look like. But remember that tear test? I did it on one of the cards, one of the trainers or something. Yep.
Right.
Failed. Every time.
So Cashy says we all have Piggly Wigglies. Piggly Wiggly is stalking you. That's what it is.
But there's been other counterfeit. I've bought a few that turned out to be counterfeit. You got to be really careful with those Amazon bids. There's a lot of money there.
They're generally in smaller communities. It's like Huntsville has 2, but they are like 8-10 miles out the other way each way. So they're not, you don't see a Piggly Wiggly anymore in like a downtown Huntsville, or, and they serve rural communities and do a very good job. Everyone they're all nice. That Brandon, when I went in, that was a really nice grocery store. My only problem with them is if you go to a bunch of them, it's hard to find the bathroom. You got to go through the swinging doors, and people look at you like, you're not an employee back here. Go through that door over there and do here. You go, wait a minute, it says employees only as I'm walking back there, because if I don't go back there and pee, I'll pee on myself. So yeah, that's another problem.
I hate stores. I hate chain stores that don't have bathrooms. It's ridiculous to me. And Walgreens. Then a lot of them are like that, where you've got to. Walgreens mostly have bathrooms.
RG, I did go to those in Montgomery, in that area. Somebody don't get a. I'll be going to a store. Don't take video if you see the bearded picker walk. They go, oh look, he's sashaying and swishing through the parking lot. No, he's trying not to pee.
I gotta say, by the way, I gotta say, by the way, and I'm not sure if he's listening, and I can't remember his name. I apologize. I'm horrible with names, but I was in the middle of a shop and deliver at Walmart the other day, and a viewer came up and said hi to me. So if you're listening today, thanks, man. That made my day. The viewer of my other channel, but he listens to this one too. He said,
"Viewer, you made such an impression on Steve that he didn't remember you. That's terrible."
No, I remember what he said to me. I just can't remember his name. I think it was something. I don't know. Sorry, guy. I know his username, but not his.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't want to bring a Gatorade bottle with me. The other day, I was on the trip before the one to Montgomery. I was in nowhere, Alabama. It was raining. I'm like, you know what? Just time to pull over in the woods and pee in the rain. That was terrible. I'm like, man, when it gets to that point, you just. I mean, I'm like, I'm the only car out here, and why am I in such pain? I just pull over in the woods. It's terrible. But yeah, I know you ladies can't just pull over in the woods, but
I had a buddy. He had to go to the back. He'd stop in the middle of the road. He didn't care. Right there in the middle of the road.
At night on the interstate tip, here's the tip on the interstate for you guys. Pull off your exit and then go to the downside of the exit on the other, and then on that side. And keep going. I've done that many a time.
You got to do what you got to do.
I tend to find a sale in the spring, and I asked if I could go behind their barn over there, and they said, "Yeah, that's what it's for. It's the woods."
My wife, when we're at estate sales like that, she and the bathrooms are closed off, she goes in there anyway. She don't care.
Porcelain Princess, yeah. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, but the stuff's out there, folks. I made the effort yesterday. Had a really nice day yesterday. Found a lot of stuff. But it's not for the week and for the.
Nope.
For anybody who thinks, oh, I'll just go do what Beard's going to do. Let me warn you. Yesterday, I left the house at 6:30, and I'm already getting texts from somebody else who's already on the road. And I got home at 8:35, 8:40. I was asleep. I was going to bed at 9:15. I got home, took a shower, was in bed at 9:15, asleep by 9:30. My phone wakes me up. She's not even home yet. I've still got 25 more miles. That's why I didn't answer you, Jennifer. I was already asleep.
Man, there's a huge commitment when you want to source, like, the old days when you were doing that every single day for what, you'd stay out for a week or two, come home for a week, go back out for another week or two.
I had 46 stops on the map. I was well into the 50s on stops. I got done with that map at 4:00, and I'm like, I'm not quitting. There's 3 stores here, 3 stores here, and 2 here. I hit all of them too. So might have been my busiest day.
I miss retail arbitrage too, Sue, but I don't miss it as much as, I don't know that I want to spend more than a day or two out.
What percentage of those stores had stuff that you could get?
Well, the 2 that were permanently closed didn't have anything.
Well,
but I probably struck out 7, 8, 9 times. And then a lot of them, it's just 2, 3, 2, 3, 7, 6, 3, 10.
We had I was telling you before the show about that 4-day trip we went on. There was one day we had a stretch of 10 stores or so in a row. 0. Didn't get anything. But then the next 10 had 30, or something like that. It was crazy. So
RA is very capital intensive, Tommy. That's why I was talking about spending my entire payment and doing it again. I don't suggest you, unless you are extraordinarily good with debt. I don't suggest debt.
Nope.
Folks, there's ways to build. Go to yard sales. Use eBay if you want to build money to do RA. There's so many ways to do this. So many people see, you see the YouTube videos of people showing you, these big numbers. Folks, I can go make videos right now of big numbers and use Photoshop to put it that I sold $10 million. Folks, I know a seller, he is much better now, who sold $1 million and lost money a couple years ago. He sold $1 million on Amazon and lost money. It's so you never know what the people's costs are. They're showing you these numbers. You don't know what kind of employees they've got. You don't know what kind of expenses they've got behind the scenes.
It's the debt that I think people don't. How much debt you actually have to go into to do it like that, and that's what got us in trouble. It was mostly RA stuff. We just went in too much debt and weren't making enough to pay that debt plus our regular household bills. That's it. It's crazy how much debt you can get into and how fast you can get there.
And especially if you're new and don't understand, so say you've done yard sales this whole time and want to venture, do some RA. Remember, you are starting over at baby steps, and you need to take it because why are you a good person at yard sales and doing on eBay? Because you've made mistakes and fought through them. You're going to have that same process again to learn. Retail arbitrage is not going to be something that just comes natural to you. You're not born with that gift. Well, not everybody. But I'm telling you, the more you do it, it feels like you've got a gift, but it's so you're going to need to make some mistakes. And so you're going to need to take your time and learn the right way. So Kathy says she'll stick with storage, and there's nothing wrong with sticking the storage lockers and yard sales. If that's what you're comfortable with, folks, don't feel the pressure from social media. If something is working for you and you love it and you're meeting your goals, you don't have to sell 1 million items, $1 million. If you are satisfied with what you're doing and they're meeting your goals and your objectives, you've got to, in the Rich Dad Poor Dad, but there's a lot to that. Being happy, being content with what you have, and not always, not having the F-150 out there is a 13. I love that truck. It's just perfectly fine for me. I don't need a brand new $80,000 truck. It's, I've got a 5x8 trailer that I bought. I paid cash. I sourced my way down to it and made enough money to pay for that trailer on the way down in one store, in one Kmart. That was a glorious Kmart. I don't need a bigger trailer. That trailer has served me fine for 12 years.
We still have a Kmart No, it's empty, of course, but they wanted to put a rural king in there. We don't have any rural kings in this area, so it would be the only one. And rural king tried to get the building. Do you know that a lot of these empty Kmarts, and the reason they're still empty is because they have 99-year leases, and Kmart is still paying for them? That's why our local Kmart can't have anything in it, because Kmart's still paying the lease. Now, why they're still paying the lease, I don't know, but they are. Yeah, it was in the local paper the other day, or not paper, but the local news, because everybody wondered why this building is still sitting empty, because it's in a really good location and it's been empty for 6 or 7 years now.
And not to mention, I'm having a great time. I'm enjoying the hell out of retail arbitrage again. I forgot how much it's the thrill of the hunt is in that. It's absolutely tons of fun. One of the items I was looking for a store yesterday had 8. I'm like,
Nice.
8. What the hell? 8.
The whole show's about starting over, and that's where I'm at. I mean, I have to do a lot of things before I can get to the.
But you're going to build it completely different. You're going to use everything you've learned to make.
If I can't pay for it in cash, I'm not buying it. Now, I've got to address one question I had over on the other channel real quick. Somebody asked me why I didn't consult financial advisors. James asked. You know why I didn't consult a financial advisor? Because they cost money, and I didn't have any.
I think his other channel is Steve Alcorn Flips.
It used to be. I don't know what it is nowadays. You just look up my name, you should be able to find it.
Hey Todd, have y'all thawed out yet up there in the Great White North?
No.
Are y'all still? Are y'all?
We had snow yesterday and today.
Snow? Oh my god!
Yeah.
Tommy, I passed on Roses yesterday. It said it was grand opening. I'm like, how does a Roses have a grand opening? I passed.
We just got in there. We got a new Roses here in town.
But I was trying to get home before midnight.
Yeah,
but the last time I went into
2 years ago, they opened a Roses.
The last time I went into Roses, they still had the dual players, the 2204s, if you know, 2204Ws, if you know, you know. They were selling those things refurbished. I should have bought them all.
Most Roses I've been into are old and dilapidated like Tommy's. They're not pretty places, but we did get a brand new one. They're trying to expand north, and we're the farthest north one I think they have.
There is a Roses here in town. Maybe I'll go there today if I get. But I need
Robert,
to go.
I'm working on it
because I might get shot if I go there at night.
So what I did, Robert, is I opened up a separate bank account that is just eBay. It used to be Amazon, eBay, Etsy, Mercari. They all went into one account. Well, they now still do Sasquatch Scoop. Holy Lord, did you look me up on? That was my old blog. It was old. There was a lot of good information on that blog. I made a lot of accusations that were correct. But anyway, where was I? Oh, I opened up a new bank account that's separate from my Huntington Bank is the bank I use, but this is Capital One. It's an online account. I open it up separately. That money is only used to buy items to sell, and I don't use it for anything else. So that's where I'm starting right now, and then we'll eventually get in there. Like, did you really know me from back in those days, or are you just making that shit up?
So, if I challenge you, if you're new to the channel, and you come over from Cajun, welcome to the show. I'm doing book a month, and Profit First was the first one. If you've not read Profit First, it really will help you get the correct mindset of not only making money in this business from day one, but also, cash accounting and open separate accounts for each thing. A lot of really good information that Mike Makowski, or whatever his name is, goes through. He's got a couple other books. I'm going to do one of his. I liked him so much that he's got one of his next. After I need something different after Blue Ocean, so I'm going to go back to one of his books. But I challenge you. I mean, I'm learning so much and getting so many really good ideas from each of the books. You're not going to be able to apply the whole book, but there. You can build foundations, good business foundations within your own business, and never forget you're running a business. No matter if all your friends go, "Oh, you're just flipping stuff on eBay." If they only knew the amount of the difficulty with doing that. So many people just you just list it on eBay. I wish it was just that simple.
Anytime Lag says you can trust me, it's probably the opposite of what I should.
Lag, go ahead and switch to your other screen name, Connie, so you can have even more fun.
I'm just trying to figure out if Lag actually really knew me back in those days, because that would be incredible, because there's a few people who still follow me from those days, but very, very few.
I would bet against it.
Yeah,
well,
I would too.
You talked about that channel before on the lives. So.
Well, it wasn't a channel. That was just a blog I had years ago.
And he came up with a name pretty quick.
Now, if you look me up on Google, you could probably find that information. Yeah, never trust Lag.
So I type in Steve Alcorn Bigfoot blog, and the first thing that comes up is Epic Bigfoot Rants. Steve Alcorn on Bigfoot habitation.
That's not me. I don't think. Let me look.
You don't even remember what your shows were.
I don't remember what I did yesterday.
Here's another one. Epic Bigfoot Rants. Steve Alcorn. Merchant was already a fucktard.
Oh, yeah. Merchant was a fucktard.
Oh, God.
Michael Merchant. Look him up on YouTube.
Steve Alcorn's Where the Wood Knot Came From.
Yeah, but see, now you're not looking up. Just type in my name plus Bigfoot, and you'll see that my viral video was the Sasquatch family captured on Arizona highway cameras.
I'm about to watch that one there.
I don't know. It doesn't exist anymore, but you can see the article that they did about my video.
Eric said he trusted Lag once, biggest mistake of his life. So there you go. Don't trust Lag. So Monica, I think that's a great idea. Monica says plan to have a yard sale spring, summer to pay off a vehicle, hates debt. Yeah, I've got 6 payments left. The next one goes out tomorrow. So after tomorrow, there'll be 5 payments left on the last car.
Sure. That's hilarious. The first thing that came up for me was Sweetwater Legend.
Steve is Bigfoot, yeah. But there's so much to this reselling game that so many people just want to show you, because there's a lot of people in the YouTube community who don't resell, who want to see what people find. They enjoy seeing what's in storage lockers. They like seeing what people find at yard sales or those kind of things. And there's nothing wrong with those videos. But if you seriously want to learn about reselling, you understand that it's a business. Understand you got to develop yourself. Understand that there's way more than one way to do this, and the more people you can listen to get ideas, the more rounded, the better off because somebody might tell you something that unlocks something in your mind that makes you a much better business person, reseller, and they never knew what they said. That happens a lot. It's just I challenge you, come visit with us on April 26th to 28th at the Nashville Flippers, the meetup in Nashville. I'm telling you, there's going to be a lot of information exchange with people just hanging out, carrying on at yard sales, carrying on at dinner. Modell's is the one that all the food is on the table and is passed around. I can tell you right now, that's going to be a great setting of people in a social environment that are just going to be talking a lot of reselling and a lot of information. If you want to know why somebody does, you want to learn whatnot, come ask Ray. Ray is probably will talk your ear off about whatnot. They are good at it. He's not going to be the only whatnot. I can't imagine he's the only whatnot seller going to be there. You want to learn, talk to somebody in person. You'd be amazed how the information you can glean in a social environment that's not online. So that's April 26th to 28th in Nashville, Tennessee.
Boy, I did a lot of stupid things back in the day. So I'm still Googling myself.
Oh, Lord. but the changing environment, man. I know Jennifer is going to be there, and Jennifer is wanting to start doing whatnot, and that's one of the things she wants to do is talk with Ray and others who do whatnot to get started. Javis has been hitting Tractor Supply store. So I'm gonna let you in on a little secret to RA. Javis got a little
should you
hunt for the stuff that interests you. You'd be amazed how much stuff is out there and how much stuff is profitable, but you can find. If you like Tractor Supply, hey, go out to Tractor Supply. If it's drugstores, Walgreens,
every single Tractor Supply has
CVS,
a clearance section. You could start there.
CVS, Walgreens, Rite Aid. If it's big box stores and you want to do grocery, Walmart. There's grocery stores. Walmart will be the cheaper option, but your local grocery store might have items. You want to sell groceries and want some replenishable items. Go to your local grocery store that's not a big chain and find local products. I can tell you that the Publix here on the end cap in every Publix, there is a made in Alabama section that there's so all these sauces and all this different food on these two end caps that you can only get that are made in Alabama, that unless you're in this area for the most part, you don't find that in like one that so I don't know how Dusty was related to him. It was a friend of but Pilotary makes a bunch of seasonings out of Birmingham, and he knew that family, and so that's an Alabama brand, Pilotary.
We have local products. Unfortunately, they're all perishable and you can't send them through the mail. But Smith's hot dogs is number one here. And if you ever had a Smith's hot dog, you'll never want to get a hot dog. But
so I was watching a guy on TikTok the other day, and so he's in Birmingham, and I knew he was in Alabama because he's making he's a street vendor. I don't know. I think he's like under a tent. I don't think he actually has a truck or anything, but he's making these crazy hamburgers with all this stuff on them, and he was using Conecuh sausage. That's an Alabama thing, and Conecuh sausage. I knew exactly when he said Conecuh sausage. I knew he was in Alabama. So if you're an expert in your area, it's amazing. I think most people will move an average of 9 times now. No, this is not Todd's day. Whenever Todd, how long you been in that house?
16 years.
The generation before him, I'm not throwing Todd in with that, but he's damn close to it. They didn't move nearly like people do now. And I think you'll live in 8 or 9 different addresses. So how many these people, as they move all over the country, want that same taste where they
yeah, it's funny when you mention that, because when I moved into this house, I had people asking, well, is that your forever home? That wouldn't have been a question you asked back, years ago. But
no, I don't like barbecue sauce made in North Carolina.
I don't like barbecue sauce.
So, but there is one. So if you live in North Carolina, here's a good one. Check it out. In Wilmington, North Carolina, they make my mother's favorite barbecue sauce. It's called Carolina Treat. My mother loves it. My dad loves it. I tolerated it. Joni tried it a couple times. She's like, "Oh my God, I wish your mother wouldn't use this." It's not terrible, but it's not our favorite. But Carolina Treat is local to Wilmington. It's through. You can get it Eastern North Carolina. It's an orange barbecue sauce. Javis, it sells pretty decent because people who live in that area remember just think about this. And part of the moving process too is if you live near. Look at North Carolina. North Carolina and California have one thing in common. They've got some big military bases. Camp Lejeune, aka Camp Lejeune, is one of the larger military bases. What's the one in Fayetteville and Vietnam? That's a huge military base. There's several huge military bases in a small state of North Carolina. People come and go, and yeah, Bucky's Beaver Nut used to sell Fort Bragg. That's it. But that's just because there's so many Bucky's now. They've built so many Bucky's, and I wish they built some more. I was like 20 miles from Bucky's.
They're still building them. They're starting to build them up this way nowadays. I heard Ohio somewhere is getting one.
Yeah, I saw the newest one was Colorado.
There's one going up in Kentucky right now too on one of the interstates.
I'd like to see one close enough for me to go to, just to see one. I've never even been close to one.
Yeah, you want to start a pretty decent store. Start a store that sells just barbecue sauce. Can you imagine the different flavors you could sell and become an expert in selling barbecue sauce? There's good market by that, folks. So the one here that's all over this area. Gibson's barbecue sauce that for 2 or 3 different flavors. Walmart sells it for like $2.50. I think you can get $13 or $14 a bottle for Big Bob Gibson sauce. That's one of my favorites. It's a touch sweet, but it's one of my. You throw some hot sauce with it, you got something.
By the way, I got to talk to all you Southern people here. Dukes. We just got Dukes in our Walmart.
That's the best mayonnaise ever. What are you talking about? There ain't no such thing. There ain't no other mayonnaise but Dukes.
Bye.
I can't have that kind of blasphemy on. You got to have standards on the channel. You can't insult Duke's mayonnaise and think that you can be damn Northern fucking Yankees.
I tried it. I'm still eating it, and it's okay. It's wonderful.
There you go. Yes. I don't eat mayonnaise, and that's my favorite. I'd eat Duke's mayonnaise.
But we finally got it up here. So
that's another one. Duke's has different flavors and different kind of stuff. So it might not be a retail arbitrage things, but if you can find out who distributes it and see if they'll say some. Eric likes Daisy Dukes. Well,
there you go. That's the only Dukes I kind of like.
Miss Mercedes never. If I had an eject button, I got to eject you from the chat too.
Oh boy, I would better not talk about my love of Miracle Whip then.
But there's people there's foods and stuff out there like that people absolutely love and can't. That's just not nationwide. I've talked about this before. If can you sell Pop-Tarts and make money selling Pop-Tarts? You can. Can you be more successful if you're selling local items and make more money per item? You damn sure can.
There's money out there no matter where you are. You just got to find it. That's it.
Say that louder.
Why?
I don't think
money out there no matter where you are. You just got to find it.
How many times have I heard somebody say, I live in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing here. I'm like,
I live in Ashtabula County, Ohio. You want to talk about a financially depressed area, but we did pretty good until I got into debt because of other stupidity.
If
there's stuff here,
I would have made money yesterday, but for all that gas money I had to spend. People act like their cars don't beat the county.
I know the number one question I get for the Walmart stuff. Well, isn't that a lot of wear and tear on your car? Yeah, but I get the money back from the government for most of that wear and tear. I have not put any money into that car except for your normal things, tires, brakes, and gas. That's it. So yeah, it's a trade-off for me. Right now, it's more important for me to get out of debt than to worry about the wear and tear on my car.
See, for people, so when somebody tells me, "Oh, I live nowhere," that tells me they don't have the desire.
There are a few people. Idaho Hillbilly, he lives in the middle of nowhere, but he still makes it.
He does. But he has become an expert on rusty gold. Kevin finds the coolest finds, and he is really good at Idaho stuff, and makes. He never passes a yard sale. They find stuff. He networks. He does all the stuff that you need to be good at whenever you live in he's 80 miles from a Walmart, folks, or whatever it is. It's crazy the amount of time it takes him to get back and forth to a Walmart. Shut up, Jacob. Jacob sells a soda that people pay $10 a bottle for it. He sells 4 packs for $39.95 of a soda local in his area.
Very nice.
Crazy as hell.
I mean, even Jacob's a good example of willow cuttings. I mean, you can make money off of anything if you really want to try.
See, he's selling Amish toys right there.
Yeah, there you go.
Willow cuttings.
Amish disciplinary device. I don't think they use a willow tree though. I had a root beer yesterday that I really liked, and it tasted supremely good. And I got it from Dollar Tree. It came in a glass bottle. I don't remember the name brand. I threw the bottle away.
Most everybody's got a Dollar Tree. Okay, so you go in there and you look around and go, well, damn, I really can't find a lot to sell in Dollar Tree. Sell multiples. You'd be amazed the amount of money you can sell when you start selling multiples of Dollar Tree items. You know, people will give you a few dollars for one. They'll give you way more for two or three. If you only knew someone who built a $5 million so far Amazon business on freaking Dollar Tree. He's currently on a boat right now. He joined us Monday night. That was pretty cool to see John from the balcony of the boat till he had to put on his monkey suit.
It's soon to be $1.75 Tree and 1,000 less stores between Dollar Tree and Family Dollar. We got one closing so far here already. Family Dollar in a little town called Albion is closing. So, yeah.
Lag, I would not doubt you have a man bun. That one I think might be the truth that Lag has a man bun.
There might be the Family Dollar that announced closing yesterday here locally is already at 50% off everything in their store. Now, not high quality stuff, but when that gets to 75 and 90% off, well, there's some money to be made. There's 1,000 of those stores closing.
There's one store that I absolutely don't like at all. And Jennifer sold a ton of stuff from it. Everybody, if you live anywhere, Dollar General probably is around you somewhere.
There's at least 10 of them around you somewhere.
There's money. There must be.
Oh wait, one just popped up in my living room.
I know. They're like, what's the movie from the 80s? They got wet and they just multiply everywhere.
My daughter works at a Dollar General. We just got a Dollar General Market. You know the difference between a Dollar General and a Dollar General Market? The market sells a little bit of produce, and that's it. That's about it.
Yeah, it's got a few more groceries in it, but other than that, it's about the same.
Not much. Yeah, and they just make them bigger to make them look bigger. So, but they're everywhere, and we made, when Squishmallows were hot that one year, boy, did we make some money.
There were Squishmallows in Dollar General, and there's still money in them. There's going to be some again this Christmas. I imagine there'll be another set. Oh, but I can't find them on Amazon. You got to work a little harder because the barcode doesn't work. Imagine that.
I didn't even have to travel more than an hour from my house, and we had thousands of those stupid things. Squishmallows carts full.
People don't use their imagination enough when they say, "I can't find something to sell." I hear I don't want to sell. I don't want it bad enough. I don't want to sell. This is the reason why.
Find you some Lutherans, man.
Yeah, so Tommy, I found video games and DVDs in Dollar General that sell. They have their own crazy barcodes or stickers or whatever. I'll give you a hint. Your phone, Amazon pioneered that technology. If they're whoever, it'll look it up from the picture. This phone,
eBay does pretty good nowadays too.
This dang phone will not scan a barcode to save its life on the Amazon app. But if you put the DVD in front of it, it'll tell you exactly what it is. It's absolutely amazing. It can't scan the barcode, but it can scan and tell you what something is very well.
Lutheran sold me these 6 plates for $10, and they sold yesterday for $100.
There you go.
So, are you going to take the Lutherans a tip or anything for?
Yeah, he gave him $10 already.
I gave him $10. They sold me this vase for $8. It sold yesterday for $72.
It looks like a blue chicken.
It looks just like a normal vase I see at every thrift store.
So what's special about that one?
It's called a swung vase. I don't know. It's made by Viking.
Well, that helps. I mean, if it has some sort of identification, most of the time when you go into a thrift store, the stickers are gone. So I have no clue what I'm doing with them. But we have the tools to figure it out. You have Google Lens. You have
backing bases.
Yeah.
Don't you live in the middle of nowhere, Todd?
Yeah, I'm 40
How
miles
far
from
do
the
you
nearest
how far do you
Walmart.
drive to how far do you drive to pick up at your auction?
An hour and 15-minute drive.
One way, folks.
Yeah.
Uphill both ways, there and back. Yeah, as long as it doesn't skip like 3 or 4 times, Harlan, with the rock to hit the next Dollar General. It's crazy.
My little town has 2. And then there's one 5 miles from that. Oh, no, there's 3 in my town. Because they built one down south of here.
But Beard,
in the middle of nowhere, in a cow field.
I can't find anything, Beard, to sell at Dollar General. Well, go on Instagram and type in and look at Dollar General. There are people on Instagram that are telling you what they're buying and what they're selling from Dollar General. All you gotta do is go look.
Remember Jordan? He used to be DG Picker. He's my flipping wife or something now, but yeah, that's what he only sold from Dollar General, and he made. Now I don't know what he was selling. I know he still once in a while goes and gets stuff, but
get the $5 coupons every 5 off of 25 every Saturday at Dollar General. You want to help your cost out and lower your cost and make it where maybe that was borderline, but if I bought it on Saturday, it's worth me buying.
Yep.
There's ways
that's how we did the Squishmallows. We'd buy a few during the week and then use all the coupons on Saturday and make Saturday our main day. And when we ran out of coupons, we quit.
But if you have phones and have the app, so if you've got a Samsung phone, you can have 2 apps on it. Remember, the Samsung has a secure folder. And so you can put an app in the folder with different information than the regular app. I might have quite a few, Sam. I might have quite a few. As many emails as you got, you can have a $5 every month, every Saturday. There's folks like Brenda who gets damn near everything for free. I hadn't seen Brenda in a few weeks, but she gets damn near everything for free at Dollar General. Couponing and carrying on.
If you really wanted to spend time doing it, you could do way better than any of us do if you're a couponer. I'm not. I don't want to be.
Hey, Bama Dad, what's up, man? Roll Tide. There, Mr. Sadie, it's crazy how many Dollar Generals I pass over. I don't even have to look for them. I don't have to see the big yellow sign. My radar detector just goes off, and I go, well, "Damn, there must be a Dollar General hiding right here somewhere." Sure enough, the door set off the K-band on my radar detector.
Oh, that's funny.
It's not a radar detector anymore. It's a Dollar General finder.
Do you ever watch one being built? They can put them up in like 2 weeks, literally, start to finish. Now the market that my daughter works at. It took them a lot longer for that particular store, but that's a big store.
Man, Russell, they called me everything under the sun on them kids in the chat and the comments had all kinds of fun with that video on World Star Hip Hop.
that was some crazy times, man.
Good times.
Good times.
But
it just goes to show you that if you do something enough, somebody will notice eventually, and then you got to learn to capitalize on it, which may or may not.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you a secret here. I live in the middle of nowhere. I've only got a couple of small stores. Well, what's the one strength about living in small communities? You know every freaking body. Make friends with the guy who runs the store and say, hey, I'd really be interested in buying these. Could you, from your supplier, can you order these for me? They would be willing to order that from you and make a little money on it and order you whatever you wanted to, increase their volume, lower their costs, make money from you, and allow you to make money. Help your local guy sell more stuff while you buy more stuff from him to create your online business. Folks, take advantage of what's available to you. It's Mike, I'm not going to ask you how you know that Dollar General have lot lizards. I don't even want to know how you know.
Discount lot lizards. That's even better. We had a guy rob a Dollar General the other day, straight across the street from the casino. That's probably why Probably ran out of money at the casino and went and got it at Dollar General. I'm thinking to myself, how desperate do you got to be that's where you pick to rob? It's crazy.
Carol, I would make
it's
jokes
close
about
to the
that.
interstate, so maybe that's why he chose that one. But
I would make jokes about that being a bad situation, but hopefully everything comes out all right. I've got to have one of those soon. I was supposed to have already had it, but I've been putting that off. So I need to make that appointment because I have to have it every 3 years because of polyps, unfortunately. So Harlan says lot lizards are on the app, 5 off of 25. You're so lucky somebody doesn't watch this show because I would have so much more fun. Don't forget, if you come to Nashville, you'll be able to see Harlan propose. He's getting engaged in Nashville.
Oh, that's cool.
So she gave him. So they've been tracking their help. She gave him an aura ring. I'm like, is that really an engagement ring? She gave you a ring. Is the aura ring an engagement ring? And I'm just not being told. Is this a secret engagement that I don't know about?
She's sounds like a very progressive type lady. Giving him the ring instead of the other way around.
Bassett knew how to sell. Sales are fine. Actually sold stuff on eBay yesterday. What the hell? I need to list on eBay today.
I need to list on eBay today too.
I had 5 to ship from eBay yesterday.
I'm not going to, but I need to.
Oh, wait a minute. One of them's today. What did I sell today? Y'all didn't tell me.
I got to show you all my find.
I had an $87 sale today. Y'all didn't tell me.
Cool Picks S6500 for $10 at a thrift store 2 days ago. I had no idea what it was. I just looked it up. And I remember the beard talking about these Nikon cameras and things like that. So this thing goes for $175 on Amazon. Used. And it's 10 years old nowadays? Yeah, it works with Windows 8, it says.
Yeah, that's a great camera. I've sold that one. The red one's the more expensive.
Yeah. And this one's fantastic. So the more I look into it, I think this belonged to an old lady because some of the pictures on here were like her knees. She was trying to figure out how to use the camera. And then
her knees.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it was, but there's the camera itself. But $10 at a thrift store that normally prices things, they would have normally priced this at $50. I've seen cameras like this in there. So you never know what you're going to find when you go out. So you have to actually go out.
So Steve, this is a good one. It's a great lesson in this, why you need 2 platforms. What does it sell for on eBay?
Anywhere from 100 to 150 if you're lucky.
What does it sell for on Amazon?
175 camera only. That's low. That's the low end.
Yeah, so I sold an item that's a $60, $70 item double on Amazon. I got $129 for it the other day. So understand there's pricing differences. It goes both ways. I've got stuff today that I'll be listing on eBay because Amazon says I'm not worthy to get that price, and eBay says, oh yes you are. And so no problem. The item that I just sold today was because it's price alerted on Amazon at $39 and I got 80 on eBay. I want the 80.
I don't have time to stop at the thrift stores between my deliveries, so I either got to do it. I got to do it in the evening. I quit early the other day, and something told me to go into that thrift store, and I don't usually go into that one because it's not my favorite. It's expensive, but I just stopped in, and that was the only thing in there that I could buy that made sense. And I didn't know what it was. I knew that I've sold digital cameras before, but I've never found one that's worth more than $50. And so when I saw that, I said, that's a nice looking camera. I'm going to look it up.
So Russell, you can get around Amazon gating. Easy to buy things online and buy 10 of an item to get ungated. And if you need to sell something, that's much easier than it's ever been. So Tommy, serious question. What are the odds of a return on Amazon for eBay for electronics? So here's what I would tell you about that. If it's not perfect, I don't sell on Amazon. So if it's got scratches and other kind of stuff that I think would be negatively affect that Amazon customer, because I know how they are, I'll sell it on eBay. and so a lot of it is just using common sense. So I find that they're very similar, but that's because of me. That's because for one thing, Amazon, you can't sell for parts, and for the most part, it's got to have everything with it. And so I generally, if I don't have if it's not 100% complete, I don't sell it on Amazon. Like I sold the USB, the iOmega 250 zip drive. It does not. It's the one that doesn't need a power cord. It just powers off the USB cable. I put a USB cable with it. On eBay, you could just take the picture of it and tell them they're on their own. But on Amazon, if it needs a remote,
in the listing,
if it's in the listing,
you better include it.
So Blu-ray players I sell on Amazon quite frequently that I pick up at yard sales. I put an HDMI cable in every one of them just because they've got to have a remote. Because remember, Blu-rays, the functionality of a Blu-ray player comes through the remote. Most of the functionality is in the remote, and so I want it to come out of the box, be ready for an Amazon to negate the fact that they return so easy. So Russell said he worked for Amazon seller support and left last May.
I'd have left way sooner than that. I'd love to hear some of the things that sellers.
I can't imagine the stories you have from working in seller support.
It's a lot easier nowadays to get ungated and things. I mean, I've heard people using Kohl's, not receipts. Anywhere they'll give you an invoice, as long as it has what Amazon wants on it, like your business name and all that stuff, you should be okay on Amazon now.
Well, a lot of it too is
so hard.
So some of the difference is because Amazon, you're looking at a listing and you're listing on a listing. You got to read through the listing to understand what it is, and that's why a Blu-ray player, I'm gonna make it complete. But on eBay, that customer is a little more trained. They don't all do it, but you show the picture of just a Blu-ray player, and in the description say, "Hey, it's just a Blu-ray player, no remote." They get that and they understand what they're buying for the most part. I mean, there are some idiots out there. So
Carol said she had an eBay customer wanted to send a sewing pattern via media mail to save them money. Well, nowadays it's probably cheaper to send Ground Advantage for that. I had a book the other day I sold, and it was $1 cheaper to sell the Ground Advantage than it was media mail, which is crazy. But I had a buyer the other day contact me about you remember the drugstore chain Farmore? I have a Farmore hat on my thing, and he wanted to know if I had any other Farmore items. And then I said, no, this is the only one I got. And he says, well, I've been eyeing this for a while now. And then he didn't purchase it. Like, why do you even message me at all? Customers are crazy. I loved the Farmores. Those were big stores, if I remember correctly.
They were very big drugstores back in the day.
It's a lot like the local one that I have here, a similar kind of setup.
Ron, you need to get up and walk out of there. Come on. How much are you still dealing? So what are you in the hospital? Are they dealing with the kidney stone finally?
Yeah, I think that's what he said.
I think I've noticed that everything that ever happens bad to me, Lag takes credit for. So I don't get it.
Maybe Lag is some kind of shaman, and he has a he has a little Steve doll that he keeps putting pins in with.
God damn it, Lag! Stop doing that. So, and I don't think my wife would care if I told everybody, but we got a thing in the mail yesterday or 2 days ago. Nowadays, so she's coming around a corner and there's a school bus stopped at a stop sign, just sitting there. And as she's coming around the corner, the stop sign comes out on the school bus. She's already in motion. She can't stop. She got a $300 fine for that. So stop it, Lag. Then no cops. It's all on camera nowadays. And they send it to some processing company and they send you the fine in the mail.
You don't have to pay those.
Yeah, you do.
It's the same thing as you don't have to pay a stoplight camera. You have to be able to face your accuser. The camera's not an accuser.
I know it's been in court a few times, but at this point in our lives, we'd just rather pay it than fight it. That kind of thing. Because then you lose time. and money when you fight them. And it could equal that or more. So, but it was crazy. You can see it right online. They have the video and everything. You can go, as long as you have the citation number, you can go look at it. It's crazy. But they have no clue who's driving the car. So whose record would that even go on? I don't know. I paid it in my name.
But that's the other thing too, is that they can't prove the driver. A lot of those. That's why whenever you hear, that's why a police officer to give tickets and stuff there has to be video evidence of who is driving.
Well, you can clearly see her on the car in one of the videos. However, I mean, it could be me. They don't know that. I mean, I could be, a cross-dresser or something.
Could be a cross-dresser.
Right? Shh. There is a photograph of me out there in a dress somewhere.
If I wasn't fast enough, that would have been an awesome place to hit the button. Steve could be a cross-dresser in show.
I did one time put on a dress for a dare.
I know, Eric.
And I never did get paid for that either, by the way, Dave.
Eric says you just come out, and Lag said don't tease him. Yes, Carol. Steve just admitted to being a cross-dresser.
There's a lot of things you guys don't know. I am not a cross-dresser. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, Bassett.
Right, and that's why we just don't need the hassle. That's why she paid it. I mean, we paid it immediately. We didn't even try. I looked at the video. If there was clear evidence that that stop sign came out as she was starting to make her turn, so they could argue that she could have seen it, whatever. So it is what it is. I've done the same thing back before they had cameras on buses, because you just don't. They're stopped at a stop sign, but the stop sign wasn't out on the bus. So anyway, weird things happen, and it's all Lag's fault. That's what I was trying to say.
There you go, right there. That's one hell of a YouTube channel for you.
Actually, that would have been my friend Richter back in the day. He actually dressed up like Madonna once. He was on, what show was he on? The Bigfoot Bounty on Spike TV, and he called himself the gay Bigfooter. It was the whole thing. But he has cross-dressed in his time. Not anymore.
So an interesting thing that we're talking about Bigfoot. So anytime we find anything Bigfoot related, you'll see a sign or something every now and then, or you can maybe order on Temu and run through our local auction. Bigfoot stuff sells. Don't pass Bigfoot stuff. That stuff sells very, very well. There's guys that have some of the big metal signs and the things, and like a sign like on the back of Steve's door would sell at our auction. I'm telling you, there is.
My wife bought that in Asheville, North Carolina. I think the flea market down there.
Yeah, it absolutely. If you can get in at the right cost, remember the buy correctly. Everything is available for sale. Bigfoot is also crazy.
There's an alien one up there too.
And what's that on the door or beside the door?
That is one I made with the laser. That's a little Bigfoot. I need to start selling Bigfoot things.
Eric knows a guy.
I know a guy that sold Bigfoot hair. You mean Bigfoot hair? I got. No, that wasn't the one. Where's I have a whole bag of real wig hair. Is it real hair? And I was selling it on Etsy as Bigfoot hair. Novelty Bigfoot hair. And then in the thing I said it's not.
But you're limited by your imagination, folks. And that's what hopefully it's come across in this show today is, it's you've got to look at your situation wherever, so you live in we always talk about the live in the middle of nowhere. So what about the reseller that lives in New York City?
Bigfoot hair samples.
You know, you don't have a car because everything's public transport. You ride subways and all that stuff. You know, space is tight. You know, you think there are no resellers in New York City? You know, how do you get the post offices and all that craziness? I can't imagine the difficulty. The exact opposite difficulty of being in the middle of nowhere is being in the middle of everything. You'd be amazed. And so if you want to find things that are hard to find, the problem is in a big city is everybody lives there. Everybody buys up the normal stuff. So if you're looking for stuff that's hard to find or discontinued, a lot of the big cities, you know, just because there's so many people, it gets bought. You know, a lot of people will go, "Oh man, I can't go to that city or that town. There's just so many resellers." It's not the resellers. There's just a lot of people buying the stuff.
There's the citation. They even put pictures and everything.
You know, we talk a lot about and mention a lot about is, you know, I think Tommy is on to is do what other people won't do. You know, there's so much money to be made in doing, you know, there's a channel that's doing well. What's it? Flea Market Flips, where they sell all big items. They decided they were working too hard shipping little items, and so now they sell everything that's big items, and it's ovens, it's stoves. They palletize most everything, and they make big money on per item versus selling a bunch of items. You know, it's a matter of how do you want to. There's opportunity everywhere. Harlan wants to know, was that a ticket for walking down the street in a dress?
No. I actually have to admit that I've put a dress on twice now in my life. We had back in the day when you had Spirit Week, they had opposite sex day. So I dressed as Minnie Pearl. I had the price tag and everything. It was great.
So it's good and bad that there weren't.
It's in the yearbook.
There's good and bad there weren't cameras everywhere when we were growing up. So there you go.
Yeah, no, there was cameras. It's in the yearbook.
Yeah, Tommy, they sell like a list of the stuff to look out for, but man, range hoods, ovens, you know, there's nothing too big. They'll figure out how to ship it. Pretty interesting business model. And how many people can look at go, I can never imagine selling that. Too many. And
Steve,
I don't know.
Cross-dressed, did a guy named Bubba come up and try to kiss you or anything?
Lag wants to know how to get those pictures. Lag, I don't even know. I don't have my yearbooks because I couldn't afford it. Like $25 in 1990. But if you can find a 1990 Girard High School yearbook from Girard, Pennsylvania, then you'll find those pictures. They're hard to find because one of the guys in our class became an actor, and so they sell for a little bit more money.
Carol, he keeps talking, and I'll end up sending him some 3X shit.
I'm 2X. So.
I've got the skirts in 2X, so that seems to be right up your alley.
If somebody can find that yearbook, I'd be actually happy because I cannot find one locally anywhere, and I've even searched eBay. I do not have my high school yearbook.
So who's the famous actor?
His name is Mark Blucas. He's not famous. He was on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. If you watch that, he was Riley. He was in We Were Soldiers. He's on a Netflix show right now. I don't know the name of it. He was in a bunch of things. He was in Summer Catch.
See,
Javis. He was in one of the Jay and Silent Bob movies.
Javis, you've gone way too far now thinking about Steve and a thong.
I'm not that kind of guy.
There's only so many limits you can take, and that's not one of the ones that I'm willing.
All the times that you found the end show button, that would be like. Nope, we're just gonna keep going. Seriously though, if anybody finds that, he is a B actor. You're right. If anybody finds that movie or that yearbook, I'd be interested.
I thought we were talking about anybody finds a picture of you in a thong. I was like, woo.
Let me look on eBay now. Right now, it's yellow. I can tell you that the color of the yearbook is yellow. I don't want any writing in it though, because I didn't like any of those kids back then. Why would I want
to? Actually, it's a little to the right. The button's on the right.
Let's see what we got.
None
currently.
Todd, there's a question in the chat to you.
Oh, sorry. Let me look.
It's scary that Eric is thinking about these things, but
I'm not seeing my yearbook on
Any
eBay,
secrets?
sold or otherwise.
Yeah. There's probably some wild and crazy pictures from you on a cruise doing something. You know, you're going to Europe. You've got to wear them little mankinis.
Yes, Hustle and Grow. There is a big liquidator. I set up an appointment with him one time, and then he like ghosted me, so I've never gone back. But yeah, he's in the mall there. We call it a mall, but there is hardly anything in there. Do you Hustle and Grow? Do you guys work with that liquidator at all? And how is he?
Is Ed in Ohio with you?
I don't know. They just said that he interviewed or a training manager or something, or trained at a Steak and Shake for manager in Erie.
So Bassanoodle says Classmates has yearbooks online.
Yeah, it's definitely not on eBay.
Ruh-roh.
I've been looking for it for years. It's just.
Boom, 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 boom.
Oh, he's in Erie. Gotcha.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know you were that close to me. That's cool. I'm in Erie every single day except Wednesdays.
Guys, too cold up there. What the hell?
It is cold. It's probably snowing right now. Let me go look at the outside camera here.
It's gonna be. Oh, look! It's gonna It's gonna be Harlan's favorite number today.
Yep, it's snowing outside for sure.
Yeah, no snow. There was no rain. Harlan, now they're saying 35% chance of rain Saturday. We're probably gonna get rained out again this weekend. Sucks.
We were supposed to get 1 to 2 today inches.
All right, there you go. Steve's gonna give me 1 to 2 inches a day.